This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's such a delight to be here with you working on playing the guitar. This is lesson 17 in this series that is all about strumming patterns and strumming principles. This is the second lesson in this series where I'm going to go over 7/8 time. So in the last lesson, I talked about the 3+2+2 configuration and sort of explained 7/8 time as an odd meter. As I explained in that lesson, there are three different ways, three different metric variations for 7/8 time, because odd meters have a different number of subdivisions per the overall beats. So there's 3 overall beats in 7/8 time, which are subdivided by eighth notes. 2 of those beats are quarter notes subdivided by 2 eighth notes. One of those beats is a dotted quarter note subdivided by 3 eighth notes. And so in 7/8 time, you can have a 3 eighth note plus 2 eighth note plus 2 eighth note configuration, like we did in the last lesson. Or we can have a 2 eighth note plus 2 eighth note plus 3 eighth note configuration, like we're going to do in this lesson. And it's actually possible to even have a 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 configuration, which I'm going to do in the next lesson. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm not going to re-explain the metric variations in any greater detail than that. If you want more detail and you haven't seen the previous lessons, you can check out the last lesson on 7/8 time and then the 2 lessons that preceded that, which were on 5/8 time, and you'll have a more complete picture. But we're going to go ahead and look at strumming in this variation, in the 2 plus 2 plus 3 metric configuration for 7/8 time. It's going to be great, so let's just go ahead and do it here. So we're going to start out just by getting down that eighth note pattern, that eighth note rhythm with down strums. So we've done this before. We're going to go down, 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 down. We've done the same sort of thing in previous lessons, and we're going to go ahead and do it here because that helps us get this odd meter. So we would have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And it's important to accent, meaning strum just a little bit harder on the first eighth note of each one of those overarching beats. And that's what gives us the feel. If I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Other than me counting in my head, there's nothing that tells us, oh, this is 7/8 time. And as we know, strumming is all about creating a groove, and accents play a part in that feel or that groove. So we're going to have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And if we plug that into a chord progression, because that helps us just, use it in reality and get a feel for how it sounds and how it feels. I've got one up here on the board. I'm going to use the same chord progression that I used in the last lesson. So as we're working on these different things, we've just got a basic chord progression, so we don't have to worry about learning some fancy chord progression amidst trying to work on this new element of rhythm with 7/8 time. So G, C, G, D. We'll just repeat that over and over. So we're going to have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Like that. Now you can practice that as many times as you need to at different tempos even. But I'm going to go ahead and take us on to changing up the strumming direction. So we know that strumming patterns, if you've been going through this course, are influenced by the strumming direction as well as the rhythm. So we're going to change up the strumming direction just a little bit. I've got it written here. We're going to go down, up, and then down, up, down. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And I added an extra one there as if it was letting the chord ring over. But we'll go ahead and plug that into the chord progression. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. just like that. Now you can practice that at different tempos as well, but I'm going to go ahead and take us on to some other variations with some other rhythmic options. So in the lesson on 5/8, the second one that was on 5/8, so 2 lessons ago in lesson 15, I showed some different rhythmic options that work when you have 2/8 notes together, and then I showed some when we have 3/8 notes together. So if you haven't seen that lesson, you might want to check that lesson out because it gives you some ideas on ways that you can create patterns. I've just gone ahead and created a couple with some different rhythmic options for us just to play around with. But with the principles in mind, you could actually create a lot of different strumming patterns for 7/8 time, get you different variations on the groove that you're wanting and that you're going with, or that works for a particular song that you want to play or are playing. So with this first one, we've got the down, up, up for that first 2. Down, up, up. So a little syncopated 8th note there in the middle with the 2 16th notes. Then we're just going to do down, up like we did before. Down, up, up, down, up. And that's how that would go with those 2 sets of 8th notes back to back. Down, up, up, down, up. And then for the 3, we've got down, up, up, up. So 16th note, 2 8th notes, and a 16th note. So down, up, up, up. Down, up, 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 down, up, up, up. If we put this whole thing together, we'd have down, up, up, down, up, down, up, 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 down, up, up, down, up, down, up, 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 down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up. And I threw an extra down strum in there to finish that off. If we plug that into the chord progression, we'd have 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. So that's an option and a super fun one. You might find that with that little 16th note, it's kind of tricky to get back here in time when you're trying to switch the chord, change chords. And you can sort of cheat and just start that change early if you need to as you're getting used to that. Or you could change up the rhythm, make it a little bit easier so it gives you more time to change if you need to. But that's a great one. Now here's another one that we can play with. And having said this, I've tried to do different ones with use different rhythms in these different lessons on 7/8, so you could actually take the strumming patterns from the last lesson and sort of reconfigure where you've got your 3 and your 2 and you'd have different ones. So playing with different ones here in that way. We've got another one here that we haven't done before. So we've got an 8th note followed by 2 16th notes for that first one, down, down, up. Then we got 2 16th notes followed by an 8th note for the second one, down, up, down. So down, down, up, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down, up, down. Just like that. And then for the 3, we have down, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down. So we got 2 16th notes in the middle. So down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Just like that. And we'll go ahead and plug that into the strumming pattern here. So a 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. like we've talked about in previous lessons, you could change up the strumming direction with these. You can change up how you treat each of the strummed figures. Right now with these open position chords, I'm just letting them ring over the top of each other. But if I was doing it with bar chords, I could be cutting off, or even in first position, I could be palm muting or something to sort of control or change the feel a little bit. So for example, if I take this one and do palm muted with power chords, it would sound like... and that changes it up a little bit. So there's different variations that could be created just by changing up how we're strumming and how we're treating each one of those chords, as I've explained also in previous lessons. Okay, so that wraps us up for this variation of 7/8 time. In the next lesson, we'll do the one that I haven't done yet, which is the 2+3+2 option. Have some more strumming pattern fun there. These lessons for this series come out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday until the series is complete, and then there's other lessons that come out on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and there's of course hundreds of lessons already on the channel, so lots of great stuff to check out if you're wanting help with playing the guitar. Keep having fun, take care, and we'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my Guitar Method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.